Hey, Johnny Roberts, welcome back to your podcast. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good. How are you? And where
I'm
are
I'm,
you? Where
I'm
are
feeling
you
good.
at?
I'm displaced, man. I am in.
Man.
I'm actually in the nation's capital. I'm here for an
Oh,
event, and
oh.
I'm in my hotel room right now because it's about the quietest place I could find. I was going to do it out on the veranda with all the, and then I thought that's going to be way too noisy.
Is it
So
busy there at the cap? I mean, what's it like? Is there people just hustling and bustling everywhere?
they are. I spent yesterday. I went with a friend of mine, and it was like 95 degrees. It was gorgeous hot, and we went to the tomb of the unknown soldier and
Ooh,
watched the
nice.
changing of the guard and things and just kind of walked around the whole cemetery. It was really a cool experience. I'd kind of been on my bucket list for a long time.
Are you going to do the museums?
I'm not going to have time this trip for it. They're on my I got to come back later this year, and then I'm here every year for an event, so I'll get to
Oh,
the
cool.
museums. But
Yeah, get to go back. All
I've been
right.
told that you got to take a day or two for the museums because there's just a lot to see. So
Yeah, w- we went there, but I don't remember it because I had some medical problems after that, and I kind of lost memory for a time period of my life. But
hmm
that we went there with our kids back in 2009 or 10, and
oh
I
wow.
guess we went to all of them that they had, and it's
Okay.
weird because I don't remember it, but they
Yeah.
said they were awesome. I'd like to go back.
You
I guess
should.
they have like a Bible one now too.
I did that.
Uh,
My wife and I did that at the Museum of the Bible. We did that last year when I was here, and that was really cool to dive in and just see some of the artifacts and understand more of the history of the Bible and
yeah,
things. It was really neat.
that would be neat. It's cool they got that in the Capitol too. You know what
It
I mean?
is,
It's neat they got
yeah.
that there. So,
Um,
do you see
so
you gonna go by the White House?
I'll probably go
Did you get a
by
special
it. I'll probably
date?
wave. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get him on the podcast. Can you work on that?
I'll work on that. I'll send the invite. It is
Yeah,
election season. He might want to come on a podcast and
he
promote
could.
some of his people.
He could, man. Just come down where the people are.
That's right.
Come
That's
down to
right.
our level. That's right.
All right. Well, speaking of coming down, we have been in this little mini series about the power of zero, and it doesn't get any lower than zero, I think, in the numerical world that we live in. And so many times, Johnny, people think zero is a bad number, but what we've been talking about how zero is actually very powerful when it's structured right. And we've gone through different aspects of the power of zero with, zero losses, zero stress, zero worries. We talked about life insurance and how you can use that. Today, we want to talk about power of zero in terms of annuities and things. So, unpack that the power of zero and why it's so cool and how can annuities fit into this.
So when we talk about the power zero and the end of annuities, there's basically three kinds. We've discussed this before. You got the variable, which can lose. Then you have two other annuities that fall under we'll call the Richter line of safety. So anything above the line, there's risk to, right? So maybe bonds, variable annuities, stocks, things like that, right? That are not guaranteed. And then
Right.
underneath that line, the higher up that goes, so stocks, you can make the most, but you can lose the most, right? And variable
Yep.
annuities and then bonds. Underneath that line, you start out with what's called a fixed index annuity, and you work your way down to maybe a multi-year guaranteed annuity, a money market account, a CD, and then the money in your couch, right?
Okay.
So no risk. Underneath that
Reward.
line, everything is safe. You'll have zero. So the top of that line with the highest reward with zero risk of loss would be what we call a fixed index annuity. So once again, there's steps coming down, risk on the top, zero risk on the bottom, all the way from stocks to money in the couch. Halfway through those stairs is a cutoff line where anything below, you will never lose any of your money. Okay. And
Okay.
that's what we're talking about. So the power of zero without losing any money. And um, fixed indexed annuities are one of the vehicles that can be used to provide you with potential solid growth
hmm
with zero risk of loss. So pairing that as part of someone's portfolio, right? Because we've got money all over the stairs. Generally, people do. You know what I mean? To
Right.
diversify, right? Every step maybe have a little bit, or some steps don't. But you've got several different places. Who wouldn't want to have money where you can put a potential upside gain, but a risk of zero
hmm
loss at all? So, I want to have safe money. I'm gonna stick it in the savings account, get 0.50%.
Yeah.
Go to money market, maybe get three or whatever. You know what I mean? But
hmm
on some of these fixed index annuities, I can get a higher rate of return than that potentially sometimes a lot higher,
Yeah.
but never lose my money. Be just as safe and comfortable. And so having money on every step and getting underneath that breaking point to where that power of zero comes into effect
Hmm.
is is huge. It's like, when you're climbing a ladder on the first three or four rungs of a ladder, you fall, ankles are broke, backs are hurt, hospitals are
Yeah.
ambulances are called. You get to the bottom rung, you're not going to kill yourself. You're a lot safer. You know what I mean? You'll be okay,
You might
right?
twist an ankle. Yeah.
Stub a toe or something, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you get up, you go drink your pop, and you move on with your life that day. That's kind of how this stairs is, right?
Hmm.
The lower levels, what we're talking about, power, zero money, something happens in the market or whatever, it's a stub of your toe. It doesn't hurt you long term. You're okay. You
Yeah.
don't lose anything. And
And it's really cool that, because yeah, not all of your money's in this, right? But usually, but it is nice to see it grow because you called it a fixed indexed annuity. So it's the money's in this safe annuity, but it's that annuity somehow the insurance company indexes it to the stock market or something. So as the stock market goes up, the growth, you get to participate in some of that growth. But when the stock market comes down, you got that zero floor. You're not going to lose your money, and it's a concept, Johnny, that I found kind of challenging to really get my head around. I had to ask a lot of questions early on when I started learning about these things because it sounds too good to be true.
right, it's just a huge it's a vehicle that's out there that people don't understand. You bring that up. I literally had a gentleman in my office this morning, came in, good chunk of retirement money. He's not been working for a couple years. Hey, I want some help with some stuff. Let me get your opinion on things, right? So he goes, let me tell you where I'm at. I've got this money here. He goes, I'm not into the insurance products or annuities. I said, okay, we go through it. Then at the end, he brings it up again. He goes, listen, the insurance and annuity stuff, I just don't understand it. If I don't understand something, I don't want nothing to do with it. I said, well, that's it. I mean, how do you learn and develop, right? That's the way a lot of people have the fear. I don't understand something, so I'm definitely not going to do it, even
Right.
though it could be beneficial. So you learn, you educate yourself, right?
Yes.
I don't understand everything, how everything works in my life, but I educate myself the best I can to make things more convenient, right? I
Hmm.
learned how to make my phone attached to my car
Yeah.
so that I can talk through my speakers,
Yes.
right? I don't understand how it all works, but I learned enough to make it more convenient for me. And we can do these things with our finance, our annuity products and stuff like that. Learn how it can benefit you. And you don't need to worry about how's the insurance company making money on this. They do. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Don't you worry
They
about
do,
them.
right? It's okay. I don't need to go in and figure out where all their money's invested at and
Yeah.
all the bells and whistles of all that. I just know this is how potentially my money can grow and how I can never lose it. And there's a few
Yeah.
little bells and whistles you can add to it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like any product out there. But the bottom line is you learn how to utilize it to benefit you. Just like
Yeah.
anything else we use in our lives of technology or health machines, workout machines. We learn more about what things we're supposed to eat and educate ourselves, right? To learn these things instead of just staying in the dark on, well, I don't like anything because, well, I read something from this guy or this guy says it's horrible. Man, give it a shot. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. Well,
Educate
and that's
yourself.
part of the reason we do this podcast. It's part of the reason you wrote your book that people can get their hands on either at Amazon or at your website, actually, retireatnewheights.com. You can get a copy of Johnny's book because it's education. It's helping people understand that these products are vehicles to help you create a safe, secure retirement where you never have to worry about you know, going back to be the Walmart greeter, you're going to be able to have guaranteed income for life. You're going to be able to participate in the growth of the stock market, be protected from the dips of the stock market.
Hmm.
And it sounds crazy, but when you read, and that's exactly what I did. I was confused, so I kept reading and researching and asking questions. And I love that about you and how you operate there, Johnny, is you want conversations. And so if people have questions, yeah, listen to this podcast, get Johnny's book, but sit down and talk with him and ask him questions. Go to his workshops and seminars and just ask questions and educate yourself. Because Johnny, I think you would say to that guy, I don't want you in something you don't understand either. Let's
Of
talk.
course not. And maybe next podcast we can continue this because there's so many analogies that are going through my head right now that people in other areas of our life, we do exactly what I'm talking about. With certain areas, though, we're like, oh no, I can't. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, so we will talk about next podcast, Mike, because I want to get into a little bit more about it. But man, oh man, there's so many cool things you can use. And I'm not just talking about that particular product, there's
Right.
other
Like
things
there's more.
too. But what a misstep a lot of people make because they're in the dark on something,
Yeah.
right? And anyway,
Well, why don't we do that? Why don't we
yeah,
wrap this one up and we'll jump into the next episode and talk a lot more with some stories, some analogies, and some ways people can think differently and get educated around this power of zero and not letting fear of the unknown stop us. Is that fair?
absolutely, man. Let's do it.
All right. Look forward to seeing you then, buddy. Bye bye.
All right, man.